Hello sayo student, ako si Sir Bryan, at nandito ka sa aking channel na The Millennial Teacher. Nandito ako para tulungan ka sa math subject mo. Nagtuturo ako ng mga topics mula grade 7 hanggang grade 10. Pero bago natin umpisahan ang klase, ay iniimbitahan kitang mag-subscribe sa aking channel, at pindutin ang notification bell para lagi kang updated sa mga bagong upload ko, na tiyak na makakatulong sa'yo. Simulan na natin ang klase. Ito ang part 4 video ko tungkol sa special product. Kung hindi mo pa napapanood ang mga naunang video, ay ilalagay ko sa description ang link para mapanood mo, student. Ang topic na ituturo ko sa iyo ngayon ay Cube of Binomial. Ang Cube of Binomial ay may dalawang form. Una ay quantity x plus y cube is equal to x cube plus 3x squared, y plus 3x y squared plus y cube. Dahil ang cube ng binomial natin sa case na ito ay connected by plus sign, kaya lahat ng ating terms kapag kinuha, ang product ay connected din by plus sign. Next ay quantity x minus y cube is equal to x cube minus 3x squared y plus 3xy squared minus y cube. Dahil ang cube ng binomial natin sa case na ito ay connected by minus sign, kaya ang ating mga terms kapag kinuha, ang product ay alternate ang sign. Gamitin natin sa mga sumusunod na halimbawa. Example number 1 ay quantity a minus 1 cube. Ang value ng ating x ay a at ang value ng ating y ay 1. Dahil ang cube of binomial natin ay connected by minus sign, kaya ang magiging product ng terms natin ay alternate ang sign din. By following the form x cubed minus 3x squared y plus 3xy squared minus y cubed ay magiging a raised to 3 minus 3 times a raised to 2 times 1 plus 3 times a times 1 raised to 2 minus 1 raised to 3. By simplifying, magiging a raised to 3 is equal to a cube minus 3 times 1 is equal to 3, and a raised to 2 is equal to a squared plus 3 times a is equal to 3a, and 1 raised to 2 is equal to 1 minus 1 raised to 3 is equal to 1. Next, student, I just copy the a cubed minus 3 times a squared is equal to 3a squared plus 3a times 1 is equal to 3a, then copy the minus 1. Kaya, ang final answer natin, student, ay a cubed minus 3a squared plus 3a minus 1. Example number 2 ay quantity b minus 2 cube. Ang value ng ating x ay b at ang value ng ating y ay 2. Dahil ang cube of binomial natin, student, ay connected by minus sign, kaya ang product ng terms natin ay alternate ang sign. By following the form x cube minus 3x squared y plus 3x y squared minus y cube ay magiging b raised to 3 minus 3 times b raised to 2 times 2 plus 3 times b times 2 raised to 2 minus 2 raised to 3. By simplifying, magiging b raised to 3 is equal to b cube minus 3 times 2 is equal to 6, and b raised to 2 is equal to b squared plus 3 times b is equal to 3b, and 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4 minus 2 cube is equal to 8. Next, student, I just copy the b cube minus 6 times b squared is equal to 6b squared plus 3b times 4 is equal to 12b, and just copy the negative 8. Kaya, ang final answer, student, ay b cube minus 6b squared plus 12b minus 8. Example number 3, ay quantity 2c plus d cube. Ang value ng ating x ay 2c at ang value ng ating y ay d. Dahil ang cube of binomial natin ay connected by plus sign, kaya lahat ng product ng ating terms ay positive. By following the form x cube plus 3x squared y plus 3xy squared plus y cube ay magiging 2c raised to 3 plus 3 times 2c raised to 2 times d plus 3 times 2c times d raised to 2 plus d raised to 3. By simplifying, magiging 2 raised to 3 is equal to 8. And c raised to 3 is equal to c cube. Plus 3 times d is equal to 3d. And 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4. And c raised to 2 is equal to c squared. Plus 3 times 2c is equal to 6c. And d raised to 2 is equal to d squared. Plus d raised to 3 is equal to d cube. Next, student, I just copy the 8c cube. Plus 3d times 4c squared is equal to 12c squared d. Plus 6c times d squared is equal to 6cd squared. And copy the positive d cube. Kaya, ang final answer, student, ay 8c cube plus 12c squared d plus 6cd squared plus d cube. Example number 4, ay quantity e minus 2f cube. Ang value ng ating x ay e at ang value ng ating y ay 2f. Dahil ang cube of binomial natin ay connected by minus sign, kaya ang product ng terms natin ay alternating ang sign. By following the form x cubed minus 3x squared y plus 3xy squared minus y cubed ay magiging e raised to 3 minus 3 times e raised to 2 times 2f plus 3 times e times 2f raised to 2 minus 2f raised to 3. By simplifying, magiging e raised to 3 is equal to e cubed minus 3 times 2f is equal to 6f. And e raised to 2 is equal to e squared plus 3 times e is equal to 3e. And 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4. And f raised to 2 is equal to f squared minus 2 raised to 3 is equal to 8. And f raised to 3 is equal to f cubed. Next, student, I copy the e cubed minus 6f times e squared is equal to 6f e squared plus 3e times 4f squared is equal to 12ef squared, and copy the negative 8f cubed. Kaya, ang final answer, student, ay e cubed minus 6f e squared plus 12ef squared minus 8f cubed. For our bonus example ay given the quantity 2q plus r minus 1 cube. Ang value ng ating x ay 2q at ang value ng ating y ay r minus 1. By following the form x cubed plus 3x squared y plus 3xy squared plus y cubed ay magiging 2q raised to 3 plus 3 times 2q raised to 2 times quantity r minus 1 plus 3 times 2q times quantity r minus 1 raised to 2 plus quantity r minus 1 raised to 3. By simplifying, student, ay magiging 2 raised to 3 is equal to 8. And q raised to 3 is q cubed. Plus, distribute natin ang 3 sa r minus 1. Kaya magiging 3 times r is equal to 3r. And 3 times negative 1 is equal to negative 3. And then, simplify the 2q raised to 2. Kaya magiging 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4. And q raised to 2 is equal to q squared. Plus 3 times 2q is equal to 6q. And then, ang quantity r minus 1 raised to 2 is in the form of square of binomial. Kaya, magiging r raised to 2 minus 2 times r times 1 plus 1 raised to 2 plus ang quantity r minus 1 raised to 3 ay in the form of cube of binomial. Ang value ng x ay r at ang value ng y ay 1. Dahil ang binomial natin ay connected by minus sign, kaya ang product ng ating terms ay alternating sign using the form x cubed minus 3x squared y plus 3xy squared minus y cubed ay magiging r raised to 3 minus 3 times r raised to 2 times 1 plus 3 times r times 1 raised to 2 minus 1 raised to 3. Ipagpatuloy natin student. Kopyahin muna natin ang previous solution. 8q cubed plus quantity 3r minus 3 times 4q squared plus 6q times quantity r raised to 2 minus 2r times 1 plus 1 raised to 2 plus r raised to 3 minus 3 times r raised to 2 times 1 plus 3 times r times 1 raised to 2 minus 1 raised to 3. Next, student I just copy the 8q cube. Then, distribute the 4q squared sa 3r minus 3. Magiging 4q squared times 3r is equal to 12q squared r, and 4q squared times negative 3 is equal to negative 12q squared plus 6q. Then, simplify natin ang nasa loob ng bracket. R raised to 2 is equal to r squared minus 2 times r times 1 is equal to 2r plus 1 raised to 2 is equal to 1 plus r raised to 3 is equal to r cubed minus 3 times 1 is equal to 3 and r raised to 2 is equal to r squared and 3 times r squared is equal to 3r squared plus 3 times r is equal to 3r and 1 raised to 2 is equal to 1 and 3r times 1 is equal to 3r minus 1 raised to 3 is equal to 1. Next, student I copy the simplified terms. 8q cubed plus 12q squared r minus 12q squared plus distribute natin ang 6q sa r squared minus 2r plus 1. Kaya, magiging 6q times r squared is equal to 6qr squared. 6q times negative 2r is equal to 12qr and 6q times 1 is equal to 6q plus r cubed minus 3r squared plus 3r minus 1. Kapag inayos natin ang mga terms, ang magiging final answer, student ay 8q cubed plus r cubed minus 12q squared minus 3r squared plus 12q squared r plus 6qr squared minus 12qr plus 6q plus 3r minus 1. Hopefully, may natutunan ka sa video na ito student. At huwag mo na ding kalimutan mag-subscribe. And, share mo na din ito sa kapwa mo, mag-aaral na kailangan matutunan ang topic na ito. Muli, ako si Sir Bryan, ang iyong Millennial Teacher. And, see you to my next class.